India is the world's third largest energy consumer, trailing only behind China and the United States. With rapid urbanization and economic expansion, our energy needs are skyrocketing. By 2030, India's power demand is expected to double, and ensuring energy security has never been more critical. Here's a staggering fact. India imports nearly 85% of its crude oil, costing the nation billions every year. To curb this dependency, the government is aggressively pushing for ethanol-blended fuels, targeting a 20% ethanol mix by 2025, potentially saving us $4 billion annually. It is in this context that the India Energy Week, or IEW, which enters its third year in 2025, assumes significance.
भारत इस समय एनर्जी पर इतना निवेश कर रहा है जितना पहले कभी नहीं हुआ और इसलिए आज दुनिया में ऑयल, गैस और एनर्जी सेक्टर से जुड़ा करीब हर लीडर भारत में निवेश करना चाहता है। कितने ही लीडर्स इस समय मेरे सामने बैठे हुए हैं। हम पूरी गर्मजोशी से आपका भी स्वागत करते हैं। साथियों, सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी भारत की प्राचीन परंपरा का हिस्सा रही है।
Given geopolitical volatilities, platforms such as the IEW go a long way in global cooperation for India's energy security.
India Energy Week was conceived 3 years ago. India Energy Week will take place every year. The India Energy Week is a very broad platform. All the changes that take place geopolitically, including changes of government here or elsewhere, will be looked at and discussed amongst the participants. By all available indications, I think there's more and more energy coming onto the global market. I mean, everything. Crude oil, apart from the, if you look at the production cuts introduced by the OPEC Plus, there's more oil coming in from the Western Hemisphere, Brazil, Guyana, Suriname, Canada, the US. I think there'll be more available. The President of the United States, recently elected second time, he has called for a lowering of global energy prices. Well, for a country like India, which is still 50% dependent on gas imports and even much larger on, that's music to our ear.
While global energy demand is increasing, around 675 million people worldwide still lack access to basic electricity. Cost-effective, green technologies offer compelling ways to close this gap sustainably, and fortunately their use is growing across the world. And there are lessons that countries within the global south can learn from India, which is both the world's fastest growing economy and the fastest growing renewable energy market among large economies. India's push for renewable energy and biofuels is a critical component of its broader strategy to achieve energy security and sustainability. Research in green hydrogen and biofuels is galvanizing a movement that could only be strengthened by global collaboration. This is fostered by IEW, and it is unique for providing an in-depth platform for discussions not only on the current state of demand and supply, but also on the future of energy.
पिछले वर्ष G20 समिट में हमने जिस ग्लोबल बायोफ्यूल्स अलायंस को शुरू किया था, वो हमारी इसी भावना का प्रतीक है। इस अलायंस ने पूरे विश्व की सरकारों, संस्थाओं और इंडस्ट्रीज को एक साथ इकट्ठा कर दिया है। जब से ये अलायंस बना है, इसे व्यापक समर्थन मिल रहा है। बहुत कम समय में ही 22 देश और 12 इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इस अलायंस से जुड़ गए हैं। इससे पूरे विश्व में बायोफ्यूल्स के इस्तेमाल को बढ़ावा मिलेगा। इससे करीब $500 बिलियन की आर्थिक संभावनाओं को बनाने में भी मदद मिलेगी। साथियों, अपने यहां भी भारत ने इस क्षेत्र में बड़ी प्रगति की है। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में भारत में बायोफ्यूल्स का एडॉप्शन तेजी से बढ़ा है। 10 साल पहले हमारे यहां पेट्रोल में इथेनॉल की ब्लेंडिंग 1.5% के आसपास थी। 2023 में ये 12% से अधिक हो गई है। इससे लगभग 42 मिलियन मैट्रिक टन कार्बन एमिशन घटा है। आज भारत ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन के क्षेत्र में भी तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। नेशनल ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन के कारण भारत जल्द ही हाइड्रोजन प्रोडक्शन और एक्सपोर्ट का केंद्र बनने वाला है। मुझे विश्वास है भारत का ग्रीन एनर्जी सेक्टर इन्वेस्टर्स और इंडस्ट्री दोनों को श्योर शॉर्ट विनर बना सकता है। साथियों, इंडिया एनर्जी वीक का ये आयोजन सिर्फ भारत का आयोजन नहीं है। ये आयोजन इंडिया विद द वर्ल्ड एंड इंडिया फॉर द वर्ल्ड इस भावना का प्रतिबिंब है। और इसलिए ये मंच आज एनर्जी सेक्टर से जुड़े विचार विमर्श और अनुभवों को साझा करने का मंच बन गया है।
In its third edition, the India Energy Week, or IEW, that begins from the 11th to 14th of February in New Delhi, is poised to solidify its position as a premier platform for the global energy industry. Inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this global gathering will see energy leaders, policymakers and innovators from around the world addressing the most pressing challenges and driving solutions for a sustainable energy sector. The third edition builds on the success of the past two events.
देखिए, मैं आपको कुछ आंकड़े देना चाहता हूं, उससे आपको स्पष्ट हो जाएगा कि इसका स्केल क्या है। पहला एनर्जी वीक का पहला एडिशन हुआ था 2023 में, दूसरा हुआ था 2024 में। 2024 का जो सेशन था 6 और 9 फरवरी में था। और मैं आपको सिर्फ 2024 और 25 में कंपेयर करता हूं, वहां से पता लग जाएगा। जो इवेंट साइज है, 2024 का जो सेशन था उसमें 17,000 स्क्वायर मीटर इवेंट साइज था, और इस बारी 2024 को कंपेयर करते हैं 65% इंक्रीज है। इस बारी 28,000 स्क्वायर मीटर होगा। एग्जीबिटर्स 2024 में 445 थे, विच इंक्लूडेड द मेक इन इंडिया पवेलियंस। इस बार 700 हैं, सो 57% इंक्रीज। 700 एक्सपेक्टेड एक्सक्लूडिंग मेक इन इंडिया पवेलियंस। सो मैंने वो जो पिछला आंकड़ा था 445 का, दैट इंक्लूडेड द मेक इन इंडिया पवेलियन। इस बारी 700 नॉट एक्सक्लूडिंग देम। डेलीगेट्स 2014 में 45,000 आए थे, इस बारी 55% की इंक्रीज है। वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर देन 70,000 डेलीगेट्स। आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट अदर्स, दीज आर रजिस्टर्ड डेलीगेट्स। स्पीकर्स पिछली बार 360 थे, इस बारी 38% इंक्रीज है। We expect more than 500 speakers. These are scheduled speakers in sessions. different session. Country pavilions पिछली बार 6 थे, कनाडा, जर्मनी, नेदरलैंड्स, रशिया, यूके एंड यूएसए. इस बार 10 है. 8 ऑलरेडी सोल्ड, नेदरलैंड्स, जापान, जर्मनी, इटली, नॉर्वे, रशिया, यूएस एंड यूके. वेन्यू तो मैंने आपको पता है यशोभूमि होगा. एग्जिबिटर्स ऑलरेडी आ गए हैं. Number of contributions, etc. We are going to put all this information in the public domain. उससे आपको जाहिर हो जाएगा that the interest is on the increase. And with all the humility at my command, I can say that today, when we are going into the 3rd edition, we can say with confidence that it's the second largest platform on energy-related issues worldwide. In other words, there are special platforms like GasTech in Houston, then there's ADIPEC. But this now, in the conversations which you are having on the energy-related issues throughout the world, this will always figure, and it's already the second largest. After these 3 editions, we are hoping to move on a permanent basis to our designated home and site for this, which is the ONGC's 250-acre facility, which is coming up in Goa, which is in the final stages of completion. So next February, the 2026 session, hopefully, and for all intents and purposes, should be there.
The 4-day event in 2024 saw global oil, gas, biofuels and renewable companies exhibiting their products and services. It was a platform that allowed the global energy ecosystem to collaborate, innovate and grow through meaningful partnerships across the energy spectrum.
As far as partnerships are concerned, there are those which happen at government level, but the beauty of a platform like India Energy Week is a lot of private to private things happen. Because people come and meet, people come and explore ideas, people come and when they meet face to face, a lot of deals then get signed. And we have seen this in the previous events as well, that by a lot of bilateral things which happened got concluded or got started off at an Energy Week platform. Particularly when in the last month or so, all kinds of changes have been happening in the energy world. This is one place where people can actually talk and internalize, understand and demystify some of those things. So that is a really big thing which will happen here.
While there is no objective way of evaluating the success of IEW, but it is fast becoming a must-attend for industry trackers.
This time is of heightened geopolitical situation, especially post US election. There's a lot of moving parts for the oil markets and the energy markets overall right now. For India, it's very crucial to navigate these tricky waters, especially because India now is at the forefront of global energy demand growth on the demand side of things, but also the way how India meets its current energy demand, that's with highly diversified from traditional sources out of Middle East, which means that India does rely quite a lot on Russia for energy. So these are tricky waters for India. The sanctions on some of the ships that carried Russian oil isn't doing too well for India as well. So it's very crucial for India to find alternatives, to find ways how to navigate it well. And definitely for that, India Energy Week is a key event where we think that there's a confluence of global energy leaders that's going to be there.
Last year at a glance, last year's conference saw 54,830 energy professionals, 4,564 conference delegates, 446 exhibitions, 120 plus countries, 362 conference speakers, 91 conference sessions. All came together in Goa. Some of the major India-specific announcements included the 20-year Qatar LNG deal signed. The International Energy Agency stated India to become largest source of oil demand between 2024-2030. India announced cut-in target of 20% ethanol blending by 5 years to 2025. Significantly larger in scale, the third edition of the IEW is expected to have great expectations, 70,000 energy professionals, 6,000 plus conference delegates, 700 plus exhibitions, 120 plus countries, 500 plus conference speakers, 95 plus conference sessions.
It's a very important event, not just for India, but for the global energy scene. And the reason is simple, right? I mean, India right now is in the driving seat of the global oil demand growth, which means that, for 2 decades, to understand the global oil markets, world used to always go and see what China is doing. Uh, they have to do that for India for the next decade or so, right? Because India is now leading that charge on the global oil demand growth. But in terms of the key measures of success, I think one of the main key measures of success is going to be how that diversification, energy diversification picture, and how that energy diversification dialogue emerges out of India Energy Week, which means that for India's traditional energy sources, oil and LNG, for which it's heavily reliant on, what's in store there. That's the first and foremost thing to see. Another important part, because remember, India is on a sustainability glide path, trying to find alternative sources of energy as well. So any sort of major announcements, any major dialogues, or any major exchange of ideas, hints that the policymakers might provide during this event would be very key, would be very keenly eyed by not just the Indian energy space, but also the global energy space.
The 4 days of the event is divided into 2 types of conferences, strategic and technical. A large exhibition for the energy value chain to showcase innovations, an executive club for networking, and a gala dinner on day 1 celebrating Indian culture. India is on the cusp of an energy revolution. From hydrogen fuel to solar to biofuels, the opportunities are enormous. Events like India Energy Week are essential for driving collaboration and innovation towards a greener and more self-reliant energy sector. Stay tuned as we bring you exclusive insights from this landmark event.